Hello, my name is Larkin Sell, and I am sending this video out to those podcasters that I believe I might be able to really contribute to your podcast, someone that your audience might be interested in listening to, and that can help and support your channel and give really valuable information, guidance, support, and validation to your listeners. My name is Larkin Sell, and I am a lifelong intuitive, I also have hair in my face, a lifelong intuitive psychic medium. And I'm also a manifesting and transformational mindset coach that combines neuroscience, spiritual conscious awakening, and metaphysics along with the mindset and transformational and manifestation properties that a person would want and need to transform out of a life maybe they're unhappy with or they're unsatisfied with and they want to create. But all that aside, one of the things that I believe makes me unique is the fact that although I don't like to consider myself a jack of all trades, I combine the different aspects of us as souls here in a temporary human form, having this temporary life experience. I combine a lot of these aspects that are really core and foundational to what creates our life and what transforms it. I was born with a very intact cosmic memory. So I remember I remember as clearly as a human can life before life, so life on the other side, life in heaven, if you will, and what it's like to come into this world, what happens prior to this world, what reality is like outside of time and space of this reality. I'm also a dimension walker. And so I transcend different paradigms and dimensions, parallel dimensions, and whatnot. And so this allows me to help people that have questions about near-death experiences or out-of-body experiences. I'm also a lifelong intuitive psychic medium, an empath, a channel, and an animal communicator. And what does this mean? Well, sorry, I do have hair in my face, but I don't want to restart this video. What's important about this is that these are all aspects that we all have. We can all tap into our cosmic memory. We all have empathic abilities. We all have intuition. Intuition is the voice of our soul. And one of the things that I do as a coach is I help people to distinguish between the voice of their soul, their intuition, and their egoic mind, their egoic mind, right? As Eckhart Tolle says, thoughts are synonymous with ego, which is synonymous with mind, which is synonymous with resistance. Resistance is what gives you challenges in your life. Okay. So I work with those aspects. And with my coaching clients, I guide them along the lines of Dr. Joe Dispenza, who does the neuroscience, because it's important to combine neuroscience with spirituality, philosophy, and conscious awakening, which is where Dr. Wayne Dyer and Abraham Hicks go in their conversations. And Eckhart Tolle, who speaks about conscious awakening and how to get free of the prison of the mind. So I use with my clients all of these teachers and these ways of becoming more conscious. And I combine them with the spiritual and metaphysical abilities, such as I do psychic readings and I do channeling, and I work very closely with angels and spirit guides and energy work. We see a lot of wonderful modern day teachers now waking up and sharing their information. But I believe that it is not just one of these, but it is a collection of these. It is the culmination of being aware of these aspects within yourself that is so important. We are human, and while we're here, we have a neurological brain, right? We have a cognitive mind, a neurological brain, and a conscious soul. And those three things need to be used cooperatively in order for people to transcend struggle and suffering, to recognize that struggling and suffering is not a punishment, it's not something to be avoided and run away from. They're messages, they're signs, they're road signs, they're signals, right? And along with this comes your spirit guides, your angels, your loved ones who've crossed over, your spirit team. So when we combine our neurological reprogramming from people such as Dr. Joe Dispenza with awareness like Dr. Wayne Dyer, with conscious awakening that, people like Eckhart Tolle talk about. And mind you, I'm only giving you a couple examples of these wonderful teachers. But all of these are foundational, but then we have to be able to apply the very practical things like psychology, neuroscience, mindset work. We have to be able to open that up and apply it consciously, tap into our intuition so we can live authentically. At the same time, we have those people that are super religious or they call themselves super spiritual. They're caught up in the metaphysics. They won't do anything without a Reiki adjustment or an astrological reading or talking to their spirit guides or angels. They need to be able to understand that our spirit teams are very practical and that the wisdom that you get from metaphysical readings, from your spiritual connections, are actually exceedingly practical. They're not going to give you guidance and advice that isn't going to direct you in a practical way that helps you in this tangible, manifested reality. So, one of the things that I want to share with your audience is, first of all, remembering who you are. That is paramount, because when you remember who you are as an eternal soul who doesn't just die after this life, but you had an eternal life before you were incarnated into this reality, and to share with the audience ways to tap into their cosmic memory so that there's not a fear of death. There's more life in living. There's more belief that everything is working out for you. This helps all aspects of life because we have a spiritual aspect, we have a conscious aspect, we have a cognitive aspect, we have a physical aspect, we have a mental and emotional aspect, and all of these things need to work together. And so, whereas my clients are across the board, I have reading clients, I have people who come to hear me channel, I have people who come as an animal communicator and they want animal readings from me. I do death doula work where I help people and animals to cross over. And it's more about those around them going through, excuse me, the ease and understanding of this sacred transformation, right? So I am working on a book. I'm working on several, actually. The one I'm getting ready to publish is about life before and after our lives here, right? So it's about the other side. It's about 100 or more questions from the other side, from life beyond life, right? And so I will have that to offer to your listeners. I'm also working on a transformational guidebook that helps people to combine their mindset with their intuition, with their own consciousness, and to understand that we've got to bridge that gap. It is time for us to evolve psychic readings. We need to validate them. We need to make them practical. People need to realize they can connect with loved ones on the other side. They can connect with animals. They can connect with spirit guides and angels. And it should be a practical, everyday thing like it is for me. They don't need someone like myself to help them. We need to understand the ability to channel. When I channel, for example, I don't have to disappear, close my eyes, and go in the background. I'm channeling while I'm here speaking to you. I can differentiate between my human self, Larkin, her egoic self, and who and what I'm channeling. Okay. These are things everyone can do. Being in touch with who we are eternally changes everything. It broadens our world. It helps us to liberate from the mind. It helps us to be objective so that we can begin to see our egoic mind and how it makes our life so challenging and painful and difficult. So, on your podcast, I could talk about any of these large variety of topics individually and in depth, or I could speak of them collectively as I'm sharing with you now. If you'd like to learn more, I have posted here for you, and in the follow-up email, I have posted my website, which is kind of a mess. I'm doing this work. I need someone to really help me improve my website. I have my social media links, or at least most of them, if you'd like to check me out further or do a pre-interview. But if I have sent you this video and a request to be considered to be on your podcast, then I have taken a look at your podcast. I have considered the fact that I think I would be a good match and have something valuable to contribute to your program and to your audience. And I would be honored to be a guest on your show, on your podcast. Again, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this. And if you have any further questions, please do not hesitate to email me at larkinsreadings@gmail.com, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you for your time. God bless.